There were some things that happened in championship weekend that DB might have a little hindsight on, AJ. We wanted to do a little something different this week with everything DB. We wanted Darius J. Butler to potentially, and I think it was his initial idea of, hey, there's some things that I think could have been done to stop some of these plays that took place. So we said, why don't we do a little hindsight defensive coordinator? Then boom, all of a sudden you got Monday morning DC with DB happening on Tuesday, because normally the Monday morning quarterback stuff happens on Monday after the games, but he couldn't get here because it's snowmageddon. So it's Monday morning DC with DB going forward, but this one's happening on Tuesday. It's the first ever one.
Okay.
So we just need people to understand that this would be normally happening yesterday, but planes just weren't able to land anywhere in the middle.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay, so it's Monday morning DC with DB on Tuesday morning this time, but not in future times. It's the debut of a new segment where we're going to get smarter on the defensive end. D-Bot, what do we need to do?
It was beautiful, first of all, flying in and seeing all that snow on the ground. I'm sure it was shitty to deal with, but it was amazing seeing it coming in from the air. If you run the replay, Foxy, this touchdown that we've seen from Jackson Smith and Jigba lines up in the backfield, and you think, watching this game, how the hell does the best wide receiver in football, one of the best wide receivers in football, get wide open in the critical point in the game? Well, this is kind of how it happens. We go to the all-22 view, and I've seen some great breakdowns on this play. If you watch initially, the alignment, he's going to line up away from the pass strip. Can I get the wide copy from the sideline? Yep, boom, perfect. So he lines up initially away from the pass strip. So keep your pause. Right now, the passing strength would be to Sam Darnold's left. You got Rashid Shaheed, a wide receiver. You got Cooper Kupp, a wide receiver. So that's the passing strength. Now, in any coverage as a defense, you have to know where the best wide receiver on the football field is. That's Jackson Smith and Jigba here. Right now, he starts off to the right side of the formation. You let it run. He motions over to the left side of the formation. Pause it here. The safety is circled. The coverage they are running is quarters. That's the base coverage called in from the defensive coordinator. Now, in every quarter's coverage, an adjustment is made when it's a bunch. And if you look at the wide receivers, once again, all three of them are on the same side. 1, 2, 3. Inside the numbers in the hash. So that's basically a bunch. The adjustment is box. So that's the two low defenders, the nickelback and the linebacker, and the safety and the cornerback to that side with the wide receivers. That's who's going to be running the bunch adjustment. So if you leave it paused, the two underneath, you go low inside, low outside, deep outside, deep inside for the safety in the corner. Now, I'm circling that backside safety because right now the adjustment I will make, and now this is Monday morning, this is Tuesday morning.
Hindsight.
Now, so this is for the Patriots to be looking at, for instance. Now, the adjustment will be shove or push, and that's basically telling the front side defenders, everybody over there to the passing strength, because that's where all the best players are, the best pass catchers are. Hey, I'm coming to your side. I'm shoving over there. Cornerback to my left. You lock up. You should be able to handle that tight end, and the dime backer, you should also be able to handle the running back. So right now, the safety that's circle, that's the guy to keep an eye on because he would be the one that can help. Now, if you let it run a little bit, you see the route concepts play out. Pause it. Now, Cooper Kupp, he's going to the flat, so he knows he's going to occupy that low flat defender. He's going to take that flat defender with his route. Going to go out to the flat and then come back inside. So now you have two deep defenders, also landmen on the inside, but I want you to focus on the two deep defenders now. Rashid Shaheed, he's going to run a post. Let it run a little bit. Pause it. Now, he's going to eat up the cornerback and the safety because the corner has to respect the vertical coming right at him. The safety has to respect the deep inside breaker. Without that other safety pushing over and helping, because if he does that, that cornerback to the front side, he can get wider, and now he can take Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's going to be running this corner route from the backfield. Now, he lines up in the backfield, but obviously he's not a running back. You have to treat him like a wide receiver. So right now you have the best wide receiver in football wide ass open because you didn't make that pre-snap adjustment. And if you let it run from the very beginning, just let it all play out. Right now the communication will sound like this. Hey, I'm the nickel to the right, nickel right. Okay, box, 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 backside safety circle. Hey, shove, 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 I'm coming over. So now everybody's on the same page of how we're going to run this coverage post-call. So the call comes in from the coach, but now it's professional. So this is the biggest difference from playing like high school, collegiate, and then the NFL level. When you hear like, hey, be a pro, this is the pro of it. Now, do the players have the freedom to do this? This is things you have to work on Monday through Saturday. You can't just do this on the field. We have to work on this because everybody's kind of, we got to be on the same page when this happens because it happens so fast. Motion right, box, 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 shove, shove, shove. So that communication is made. 2-6 Kitchens, he's shoving over to give those DBs some help. And now we have 5 bodies on 3 wide receivers as opposed to 4.
AJ.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
AJ, what's Landman saying in the middle of this? And obviously, this is all Monday morning. Okay, This is hindsight. We understand the outcome in what Jackson Smith and Jigba is not going over to an actual bunch. He's just going to create one in the backfield, which is obviously a different alignment. How often are boys making changes there? How often is everybody kind of changing adjustments?
I think it changed a lot. And Landman, you're aware of where JSN is pre-snap, and you're already alerting, hey, if he goes in motion, this is what we're going to go to box. And then Landman's saying, you could say box, in and out. I got inside, you got outside, you know that. But if you watch JSN from the snap, if you run it a little bit, no one really has their eyes on him until it's too late and he's almost in the end zone. Like, look, maybe the play side corner is peeking on him, but watch, like, Landman's going, his eyes are gone right to Cooper Kupp. And then look, JSN, there's not really eyes on him right now.
Yeah, and that can't be the case. Just the same way for with Seattle, when they're on defense, every coverage, regardless of what's called, we have to know, if I'm Seattle on defense, where Puka Nacua is. That's going to affect our coverage, or Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, whoever that receiver is. Everybody has to be on the same page, so we can't just treat Jackson Smith and Jigba like he's a normal running back in this concept. And we talking about it. This is in hindsight now, but this is the NFC Championship game. And they've been running quarters, the Rams have been running quarters all season long. The Seahawks know that. Cooper Kupp knows it. Sam Darnold knows it. Clint Kubiak knows it. So they're going to have routes built in, especially in the red area, to attack the rules of the coverage.
So let's talk about that. Can we talk about that, please, with how genius Kubiak is? You can go back to the beginning, I guess, if you want to show the eye candy of the motion. So all these routes, go ahead and run it. This thing's a beautiful box here. How come everybody else can have the ones without the lines in it?
I don't know. We saw it as well this past weekend.
Everybody, it seems like we should be able to. We need to do that. But this whole thing, this is all on purpose. Everything's on purpose, right, by this offense. So whenever you're talking about like a quarterback or like somebody making a transition from college to the NFL, there's a massive difference in the mentality, the mindset, the amount of information you need to have, right? And obviously this is one of those checks that could have happened in real time. But they're running this all on purpose, right? Everything is schemed up. Cooper Kupp is literally taking this guy out. They are scheming somebody to be wide-ass open, let alone the best player on the field. But this is all on purpose. And the quarterback has to be on time with everything. Like, how does
this is all on purpose. The motion to get him, because if he just comes and lines up there, now you have more time to make those adjustments. Does it sound good?
Yeah, okay. There's the mic right there.
Okay, so you have more times to make these adjustments. Or if they just come out in a traditional bunch, you have times to make, hey, box with the shove, all these different things. When he starts here, what motion does, motion creates communication for the defense, whether that's verbal or nonverbal communication. So that's pointing and talking, that's talking, and the communication can't just happen on Sunday afternoon or Sunday night. The communication has to happen Monday through Saturday. This is practice, this is meetings, this is walkthroughs. We all have to be on the same page on how we're going to, because we know the weaknesses of our coverage as well. We see quarters beaters. If you play cover 3, they're going to be cover 3 beaters. You play cover 2, it's going to be cover 2 beaters. We all know these different things. So when that late motion happens, it creates all that different motion. So right now, if you just continue to watch this safety, he's going to be covering grass essentially. Like, that's one of your best defenders, that's one of your best athletes on the field, and right now he's covering the hash marks when Darius Williams, he should be able to handle a tight end. Now, if that's Gronk, if that's Tony Gonzalez, if that's Travis Kelce, now maybe you adjust it differently. But when it's you come into a game, honestly, in NFL, you come in, AJ will tell you this too, certain guys got to beat us. Rashid Shaheed, he got to beat us on defense today. Cooper Kupp, he got to beat us today. Jackson Smith and Jigba can't beat us. That's the game record. So you have to have that adjustment. And you started off with a box, you're going to have 4 on 3, but with that shove call, you'll have 5 on 3. If I was a defensive coordinator, corners will kind of be my base coverage because you have so many different options that you can massage the defense with to be in the right situation.
These offensive guys are genius. This is the offensive genius stuff. This is the designing of plays.
Yep.
Like, they know what you're in, and we're going to draw up the perfect play for that situation. And it's interesting that, whenever a defensive coach gets hired as the head coach, he finds that with Kubiak and teams it up with the defense that he has. It's like Seattle's special.
And I'm surprised that the Rams didn't have these adjustments built in, because this is why
faced them 3 times.
Yeah, this is why Chris Shula, was getting the hype, or probably still is getting the hype that he is getting a head coaching job because of his defense. But when you're playing these things, once you get to kind of Thanksgiving, like teams kind of have their identities. Offenses have their identities. Defenses have their identities in coverage. You heard Romo talk about with McDonald, like, hey, it's going to be this many looks and it's going to be 5 coverages. And if you have, it's one more here, Cooper Kupp again. So now all the speed is to his right. All the pass catchers are to the right. But I'm going, hey, just imagine all the Avengers over here, right? All the good guys are over, the pass catcher on the same side. Once again, every coverage, we need to identify where 11 is. So now this is a cover 3. It kind of looks like a cover 4 shell, but that top safety he's going to rotate down is going to be a cover 3. And now, this is 3rd and 3. So down and distance is important as well. So 3rd and 3. If I'm calling a zone coverage, we have to match these routes. We can't just drop back to a zone and give up that easy completion. AJ talks about it all the time. We all have a built-in no-cover zone, which is 5 yards or less in zone coverage. That goes out the window in 3rd and 3. Now we have to attach to bodies at the sticks. And watch this play out. Cooper Kupp, he's lined up at number 1. He's just going to sit in the hole between these 2 zone droppers. Now, 37 late, you don't have another threat out there. You can't be covering the 5-yard line. You have to squeeze to number 10, to Cooper Kupp, and then the inside linebacker, you're dropping and you're looking at the quarterback. So you're going to obviously start off with 11 with Jackson Smith and Jigba, but then you got to bounce back and try to get in that window. And you have to anticipate these breaks in these routes. It's 3rd and 3. If this was 1st and 10, maybe I can understand it. But the thing about zone coverage, you have to read quarterbacks break on intentions. And the reason you break on intentions is because you are able to rally and tackle. This should be a catch and a tackle at the 5-yard line. Maybe you get the first down. You'll see it from the back copy, Sam Darnold go through his progressions. So a part of it comes down to the quarterback as well. Just watch his eyes and his helmet. He's going to start to the defense's right and then work his way back to Cooper Kupp. And while he's doing that, you can watch 48. You see Landman, but you also see 48 coming to the screen and go towards Njigba. And then once he does that, he hits Coop right in the gap, and boom, it's a walk-in touchdown.
Sam Darnold, baby!
So Sam Darnold played an unbelievable game. Clint Kubiak, I think he called an unbelievable game, and he didn't call a safe game. Like, he played this game aggressive. You're going with the MVP caliber quarterback on the other side with Matt Stafford. You can't come into the game, even with as good as their defense is, hey, the defense is going to win it. Just don't turn the ball over. He came and he was aggressive from the first quarter all the way to the final drive when he called the boot for Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold played unbelievable. I think 340-plus yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, great play calling, and great execution from Sam Darnold. And it helps having one of the best wide receivers in the field, in the league, and then Cooper Kupp as well, one of the smartest wide receivers who I know his hands are kind of all over these game plans and these route concepts, especially down here in the red zone, the scoring area for the offense.
Hey, Cooper Kupp, allegedly now it's being talked about.
Oh, yeah.
The Rams told him he's all washed up, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe he was told it might be time. Allegedly, this is what's being reported or being talked about. Obviously, until Cooper Kupp openly talks about it, which you never know. You never know. Mm-hmm. But whenever he was with Matthew Stafford, it was like, oh, there's another quarterback at wide receiver. You got another quarterback at wide receiver. So he won the quadruple crown.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Not just yards, not just catches, not just touchdowns, but also yards after catch in one season with Matthew Stafford. So much so that they started a podcast together called the Dahn and Nine or something like that, a podcast. And everything was like good to go. And then the stories start coming out about Cooper Kupp. It's like, what does he do? Oh, well, he also is like a coach in the wide receiver room, an extra coach. He knows exactly what everything kind of calls for. And I think whenever you see these plays laid out by D-Bud, it's like every move is surgical. It's like everything's on purpose. Oh, he ran an in route there instead of an out route. Well, he did that strictly to kind of occupy the corner that it can't make the play on the deep ball here to Jackson Smith and Jigba. It's like, these super genius offenses that have the right guys in the right spots can be unbelievable. Do the Patriots defense, are they built to kind of handle this? I guess that would be the follow-up question is like the Patriots defense built for this type of offense, or are we going to have a good little joust here?
Yeah, once you get to this point in the season, the players, the coaches, they're going to make plays. It's just going to come down to critical situations. It's going to come down to the red area. Can we make one play? Can we create a turnover? 2-minute situation. We saw him operate, make a big pass down the middle to JSN. I think they have the players to match up. They also are smart, and they also can do different things, and they have game records on every level, but especially on that front level. Like Milton Williams, I don't care what you call, at any point in the game, him or Barmore can just wreck the entire play. regardless of what's a run play, a play action pass, whatever it is, you can wreck the play. And that, we saw it with Philadelphia Eagles against the Chiefs last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And now, Patrick Mahomes is one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen. Andy Reid, one of the greatest play calls we've ever seen. But if you can't block him up front, and then we also can have 7 guys on the back end watching the quarterback, that's an incredible weapon. So I definitely think the Patriots have the personnel and the coaching to get it done. And then I think the same. Both offenses and deep. We haven't seen the best of the Patriots offense. Honestly, in my opinion, the weather has been a shit show throughout their entire run. They played great defenses, and they just did what needed to be done to win the games. So I think that'll be kind of an advantage because now the Seahawks haven't seen kind of their best stuff for the last few weeks. So I think this will be a great game, and it'll come down to the last drive like a lot of these Super Bowls do.
And the Patriots, I might be wrong here, but as far as like lockdown corners go, like the San Francisco 49ers and the Rams don't have like a Christian Gonzalez, and who knows if, Gonzo will follow JSN, but that would be like just kind of pontificating about what the game could be. The JSN versus Christian Gonzalez matchup would be one of those like Super Bowl-esque legendary, best on best. Hopefully that's what we get, but you never know what
they make it so hard.
Yeah.
To even with Puka, like they make it so hard to be like, hey, we have a great cornerback. You just follow 11. If you look at like
coming out of the backfield, D-Buck, like line him up everywhere. Yeah.
He's back.
Put him in bunches, everything.
He's motioning. He's in bunches. He's on the top of it. He can out wide. Like he's everywhere. So it's hard to call a play of your coordinator to get that Christian Gonzalez on JSN matchup. And it's great by offense. Offense started doing this, I would say the last decade or so. It used to be, hey, our best guy's out here at X. Like, try your best to stop him, or he plays the Z. Now you start to see, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, all these guys, they play all over the field, so it's harder to kind of game plan for them. It's harder to get hands on them. And, you're going to have situations where the best wide receiver in the field is going to be matched up with safeties and linebackers.
And nobody every once in a while, which I think is what you were saying. They got him in the backfield. They got him lined up everywhere. Kubiak's a genius, it seems like.
I guess he is, but the thing is, okay, what's going to be your answer? We saw that JSN coming from the backfield. We motioned to it. It's a beautiful play. Now we know the Patriots are going to work on it. You'll walk through, you'll work on it in practice, make sure you don't get beat with that in the Super Bowl, but they're going to have some kind of wrinkle off of that, some kind of look off of that I think in the Super Bowl would be sweet to see how they counter.
I'm excited for the battle. I'm excited for Sam Darnold. I'm excited for Sam Darnold to see what he can do against this Patriots defense in the Super Bowl. There's some people that think the Seahawks are just going to kill the Patriots.
A lot of people I've seen.
Yeah, why is that?
I don't know.
I honestly, I don't know either.
I genuinely.
A lot of it has to do, I think, with D-Butt says. Like, the weather hasn't been great, but, like, if you haven't really watched the games and, after the game you're just looking at the box score, it's like they scored 16 points, they scored 10 points, and then you watch the Seahawks and Sam Darnold's throwing for 360 yards, JSN's putting up these big numbers. It's like, I don't care how good New England's defense is. Sam Darnold is him. And JSN is him. They're going to beat the shit out of these guys. I think that's probably where it comes from.